today.
Alright, welcome to another episode here of Beat This Game Today. We're going to do Terminator on Genesis. Now, for some of you who know, this game's pretty easy, but you know, sometimes you can't always do difficult ones. I will say this though, I did put it on very difficult, which doesn't really kick up the game that much, that more difficult rather, but it still gives it a little more of a challenge. This is a very strange game. For those of you who know, there are a lot of Terminator games. Everyone tried to cash in on it. You know, there was T2 where they had the arcade shooting games. Then there were a bunch of on the the original Terminator games based off the first movie. There was like just as many. I want to say like every system got some sort of Terminator game. Sega CD had one. There's this version on the Genesis. There's a version on Nintendo. A version on Super Nintendo. And almost interesting about it too is most of them are all different. And what I mean by that is they're all kind of like different design, with the exception of this game and the Sega CD one. It's kind of strange. If you ever get a chance, if you got both systems and you want to pick up a Terminator game, definitely do the Sega CD Terminator. It's much better. It's got music by Tommy Talrico. It's a lot longer, a lot more difficult, and a lot more satisfying. This game is shit. I just wouldn't. I mean, I guess it's not. I say shit. It's not a bad game as far as the controls are concerned, or the way it necessarily looks. It doesn't look too bad either. It's just the difficulty needed to get through this game is not there at all, and it's extremely short. I don't know what it is about the Genesis. I've noticed overall it seems as though the Genesis has more short games than any other system that I know of, and for a 16-bit console that definitely was capable of a lot. It's surprising to me there's so many just shitty short games like this and Back to the Future 3, and I mean there's like a laundry list of Genesis games that just, you know, there's no time needed to beat them. I've heard many people comment about this game that, oh yeah, I beat this like on my second or third run through, and that's really the truth. I guess the only good difficulty about this is, you know, you've got you die once and the game's over, which definitely gives it a certain difficulty level, but the health regens here are extremely giving, so you never have to really worry about that. I mean, you just keep plugging away on these enemies, you're gonna get one. And in the memorization it takes to get through these levels is pretty low, and you'll probably see when I'm doing this run here, it only takes about 8 to 10 minutes to beat this game, so it's not like you gotta really ponder your head and like, oh, I gotta remember this level and this jump. It's not like that at all. So I don't understand what their idea behind this was. They definitely could have made it a lot longer. And like I said, I know they could have, because Terminator on the Sega CD was a lot longer and a lot better. So, but anyways, I'm rambling on this. I guess overall though, it does look pretty good. So maybe there's some more Sega games that are short like this that I'll have to kind of dig up and kind of show you all. But yeah, it's pretty disappointing. Oh, I guess Ren and Stimpy was kind of like that. It was only like a 12 or 15 minute game, but this is just plain exploration or exploitation. Sorry, my bad. I mean, think about it. It's a Terminator game. You know, you save up 50, 60 bucks, you buy this piece of shit, and you beat it in like 10 minutes. Yeah, that's something you want to do. But anyways, I just kind of picked this up because I saw it boxed, and I was like, you know, it's Terminator, I'll pick it up. And I do have the Sega CD version, so one of these days when I get a chance, I will do an episode on that one. It's just a matter of, you know, getting the chance to do it. It's definitely a lot longer and harder game. I'm kind of rambling, but there's really not much to talk about with this game. There's 4 levels. You pretty much just go through, go to the right, and you beat the game. Pretty much just you know, unlimited bullets, unlimited everything, and that's about it. I guess the only really difficult part of this game would be the last level. And when we get to that, I'll kind of explain what, you know, why it's difficult, or a little bit of the strategy that you need to get through it. As you can see, I keep picking up these damn energy tanks, and really, I mean, as long as you just keep going and shooting these guys, they'll give you them. So, possibility of you dying on the regular enemies is pretty low. I like this design too. I think it looks funny with Kyle Reese in this outfit. I don't know why, but He looks like a flasher. I don't know. Here's the bar scene where you're going to pick up Sarah Connor. Pretty standard with this guy is you shoot him 3 times. You won't kill him, but you'll put him down to where he'll flash and you can walk through him and go past him. That's pretty much the idea. You kind of put him down, and once he flashes, you go to the right or the left, and you keep continuing because he's kind of like an obstacle boss. So that's the only thing I can really tell you about with this game. You see, like I said, the first stage boss was a time machine where you had to blow up the power source, I guess, down there at the bottom. This one was that guy at the bar. This time we're at the police station. And you gotta go get Sarah, and same thing, you'll see him in a little bit, and he's blocking your path. You have to take him down 3 times and walk by him. And the last stage is a little unique because you're in the machine shop, which was the ending of the movie, and you have to fight. He's the only guy that's in your way the whole time, but you have to kind of traverse through the stage, going up and down, kind of like Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle, where the enemies appear and you have to kind of force them into, staying on screen or going left or right, manipulating their moves, because I want to say you get to kill the Terminator about 4 times, and once you hit him like 4 times with your gun, he goes to where he's missing his legs, and that makes it a lot tougher because you can't actually shoot him. And if he touches you, he just kills you pretty much instantly on there. So you kind of have to save your shots and manipulate him and keep him on screen so that you're not wasting the times where you need to take him out. But again, we'll get to that here in a minute. I will say one nice thing about this game is, as opposed to some of the other Terminator games, they do have the theme, so that's nice. And it doesn't sound too bad. And they did like a little remix on it, so it gives it a little unique. And unlike some people, I definitely think the Super Nintendo has a very good sound chip. And they utilized their capabilities on the sound to the max. But there's something about Genesis that really just makes me nostalgic about video. Like when I think about the way video games sound, I want to say Genesis is where it's at. Nintendo definitely has a great sound palette that they can use, but I don't know, Genesis, I think of old classic video games, I think of Genesis. Here we go. Like I said, I just hit him 3 times and passed him, so now we're about to go down here and get Sarah. There we go. That's stage 3. Now we're moving on to stage 4. So far, I don't know, is this the kind of game you're really gonna like? Probably not. But this is the one where it gets a little more difficult. Okay, like I was saying, you hit him and see he comes right back on stage. So you want to conserve that. You don't want to just sit there and keep, busting him, because then eventually he'll get to his second form and then you can't hit him at all. So like right here, I think he appears up there, and I didn't want to shoot him because I don't want to keep him in that. Keep him right there yet. Unless I have to. See, because like that. So you shoot him, and see now he's in that crawling thing, and that's where the problem is. So now you got to get him down there, so that because you can't jump over him, you can't shoot him at the ground level. So that was kind of a mistake on my part, but I mean, it kind of gives you an idea. So see, you can see I'm keeping him on the screen that way. I know he's behind me, he doesn't appear in front of me. But even then, too, this level isn't like it's that hard to figure this out. Which blows my mind. Like I said, I mean, it's kind of a cool concept, but why didn't they make it a lot more difficult? I don't get it. And this is the end, right here. I mean, we go down. He's not even on the goddamn screen. You go over here to Sarah. The idiot comes up, and it automatically goes down. You don't even have to activate the damn thing. And there it is, you win. I mean, what the fuck were they thinking? But, it's what it is, I guess. And there it is, Terminator on Genesis. I'll probably try to get more of the Terminator games. I really, really, really want to play Terminator on Nintendo. I know the Angry Video Game Nerd has talked about it many times, but there's just something about the game I feel like as though I should play it. I need to understand why it's so bad. Or maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's just a difficult game. Like I played Silver Surfer before on this channel, and it's not nearly as bad as the AVGN talks about it. So I want to find out for myself. But it looks like it could be pretty difficult and pretty bad. But that's definitely one I want to get. But I have never seen it for purchase anywhere. So maybe one day I'll pick it up and I'll do an episode on that and come back to Terminator. But anyways, there you go. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and also too, if you have any suggestions on games that you want me to play, put them in there and I'll get to them.